Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again. Chef Lawrence is bringing it home straight to you. What I've done today, I've gone a little bit lighter after that pasta last night. It knocked me, my wife, and the dogs out. So what we're going to do, we're going to go today, we're going to do a little bit of lighter fare. What we do, we're going to do just a little simple, something a little simple, a little fish and chips. Now, our potatoes are going to take the longest, so we're going to start with those first. Our favorite steak fries. What we're going to do, basically, once again, you want to cut the potato in half. Then you want to quarter the potato. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the potato right here on this ledge and cut straight through it. And you're going to see we get a nice little wedge out of the deal. All right. Same with this one. Here's the ledge. We're going to just go right through it. We have a beautiful steak fry. Oh, look at those guys. Okay, we'll get these guys in here so they get going. We don't want to play around too much today. And the same thing with this one. We're going to cut straight through, and we bounce the potato right on that ledge, and we cut the potato in half once again. And you see we have a beautiful wedge. I'm just using some boiled salted water for the potatoes. And they're all in. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next, we're going to do our fish. We have another white fish here we're going to use tonight. And what we have here are our basic mixtures. We have a little flour, a little egg wash, and some breadcrumb. Now, traditionally, fish and chips is made with a batter. Number one, there's no beer. Number two, there's no carbonated water or either baking soda. So that's why we just changed up the recipe, and we're just going to go with the basic flour, egg wash, and breadcrumb mixture. So we're going to probably get about 3 pieces out of this. So we got 3 nice pieces. Okay, we're just going to put them in the flour. Now in the flour, it's seasoned. I have salt and pepper, a little paprika, and a little bit of thyme. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to toss these over in the flour. Put them in the egg wash. We're going to just toss them around a little bit. Now, what we're going to do is, this is very hush-hush now, don't tell anybody. We're going to dip it back in the flour. We want these guys extra, extra crispy. I've got some real nice peanut oil here that's heating up. Nice crust on these guys, look at that. Okay, now they're going to go back in the egg wash. This is one of the only few times in the kitchen where you could double dip. Okay. Now this is going to go back in the egg wash. So, turn. Right into the breadcrumbs. Now I'm just going to give a nice little coating here. Now, what we want to do, we want to let these guys rest. So what we're going to do is, you notice that cold product going into that hot oil that's really going to make them crispy. So So what we're going to do is we're just going to put these guys in the refrigerator, and we're just going to keep moving on. Now we're going to make a little tartar sauce. We don't have all our components, but we're just going to ad lib. So what I've got here are some capers. Remember, we're only doing this for one, so we don't need a whole pound of capers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice the green onion. Now I want this nice and fine, so I'm going to quarter this guy as well, so we get a nice little mix inside our tartar sauce. Nice and fine. We want to make sure these little green onions are dispersed all the way through each bite we're going to take. So it's about one stem of green onion, 2 teaspoons of capers, and maybe a teaspoon of chopped shallot. So now we're going to dice these all up nice and fine. So we're going to put all this in. Beautiful. All right, we're going to give this just a little mix. Now, some people might just stop it here. What I'm going to do is, I believe I've got some pickles in the refrigerator, so we're going to check this out. Beautiful. We've got a couple of dillies here. Look at that. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to dice these up as well. Okay. Now I think our tartar sauce is about complete. A little pepper, a splash of salt, just a splash of lemon juice. Now we're going to mix this guy. Beautiful. Okay, now we have our serving dish. We're just going to get this ready for when the fish is done. We don't have to stop. We can just go right into the eating phase of the fish and chips. So this is almost a half a cup of mayonnaise. As you can see, fills up the ramekin nicely for one person. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Now what we want to do, we want to check our potatoes just to see how they're doing. We don't want them to explode in there. We want them to be just a little resistant to a knife or a fork. Now, what you want to look for, see how the edges are starting to peel here? See how the knife comes out? Wow, okay. I think it just talked to us. It said, get me out of here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to drop them on we have a paper towel here, just to get off any unwanted moisture. Wow, look at these potatoes. They're ready to get crispy. Look at that. Those guys are jumping out of the pot. They want to be eaten so fast. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a little tester in here, see if our oil is where it should be. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. These guys are going right in. Look at that, there's room for everybody. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to let those guys get potato chip brown. That's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these are basic russet potatoes. Remember, you don't want to use a waxy potato. There's too much starch in there. So any type of your non-starchy variety will work. At Laney, we use a lot of Kennebecs, because as you see, russets will do as well. Now when these come out, we're just going to add a little salt and pepper to them. Something real simple. Just starting to get crispy. Now next week, I hope the weather lasts. What I'm going to try and do is take this outside and do a little cowboy cooking. You never know when it might come in handy. Okay, they're almost getting ready to turn. You see the peanut oil is a real clean frying oil. It's nice and clear. You can raise it up to real nice high temperatures, get that real nice browning effect. Okay, so while our potatoes are going, what we're going to do, we're going to get our fish out of the refrigerator. Now, typically, you want to leave these guys in for at least a half an hour. What it's going to do is going to give your coatings a chance to stick, and it won't fall apart inside your frying oil. These guys look real nice. Everything's all nice stuck together, beautiful. Oh yeah, there they go. Turn these guys around a little bit. Making sure everybody gets some color. As you can see, not having a fryer at home takes a little bit longer to cook your potatoes, but that's not going to hold up progress. Once they're done, they're going to be just like they were dropped into a deep fryer. Wow, look at those potatoes, don't they look great? It should be another 4 or 5 minutes. We'll get a little crunch on the outside, and then we'll be able to drop our fish. There we go. See, now we're getting a little color. Beautiful potatoes. See how these russets come up? If they're blanched properly, put into the oil. Once again, if you have a fryer, you want to blanch them at about 325 degrees for about 7 minutes. What we did here, we blanched them in boiling water for about 7 minutes. And when they just start to break, you want to get them out, either cool them and save for another time, And what happens is once they're blanched, they won't turn brown on you or black on you in your refrigerator. Blanching is key. So all those times you cut French fries and dropped them in the oil and wondered why they came out so greasy, that is the reason why. Low temperature first for the blanching, and then we'll crank it up high to 375 or higher for that quick browning. Here they come. We'll take them out as they brown. Give the other ones in here a little more room. So basically your potato, crispy on the outside, soft and creamy on the inside. Let me tell you, if you blanch the russets the right way, cool them, and then finish frying them, or however you're going to finish them, they'll come out ideal. So what we're going to do now, these guys look like they're right about there. So once again, be careful, we have very hot oil. So we're just going to let these guys drain on the paper towel. Now we're going to drop our fish right in, right behind those potatoes. So, we're going to put a little salt and pepper on those fries. Oh boy. So what we're looking for on our fish, we just want it to nicely brown on the outside. Oh, look at that, okay? So with these size pieces, they're going to take maybe 5.5, 6 minutes. You can see how crunchy those guys are. With that double dip, beautiful. So remember, we didn't have the traditional, but hey, we made it crunchy, extra crispy. Usually what happens is the carbonation gives the batter that airy, light airy feeling. So when you bite into it, you have that real nice, loud crunch. But doing it this way, you're going to get the same effect, that nice hard crunch. Remember, that's all we work for. It's a visual as well as a hearing that's going to really turn those taste buds on. Turn these guys over one more time just to make sure. Okay, so we're getting ready to plate this monster up. So we have our tartar, a little lemon juice, a little garnish there. tell you, these are crunchy. All right. So what we're going to do, let's plate this up. So you can see how much or how many French fries you get from one russet if you cut it the right way. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we have now, we have our fish and chips on a Wednesday night. Beautiful. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll give you guys the 911 on this. I know it's going to be extra crunchy. Okay. Thank you very much. Be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.